What is up, gamers? It's Halloween again, guys, for my Halloween special. Oh my gosh, wow! And since I'm too old to trick or treat, I decided to just dress up in my video. I guess you guys can't guess who I am. I'm Cookie Monster. But anyways, I'm here to talk about creepypasta video games again. Let's get straight to it with the one that I talk about first. I'm done wearing my costume. Also, by the way, make sure you subscribe. This is the amount of you who are and are not. Very, very dire situation. I'm really hoping we can get to at least 600, at least 800 by the end of this year. You know, seeing as the growth in the past year or so has been. So hopefully, let's get to at least 800 by 2024. But anyways, enjoy the video,
Now,
guys.
Godzilla himself was terrifying, sure, but I can promise you he is nothing compared to Red. A guy called Zachary used to play Godzilla Monster of Monsters back on his NES back in the good old days. And he was feeling nostalgic, so his friend decided to give him a copy. But once his dear old Zach turned on the game, everything was, normal, as these creepypasta stories usually do, until the first boss battle glitched the hell out and just became unplayable. Of course, like any human being who has played an NES before, he blew in the cartridge, which seemed to make it work until he got to Mars, the second level. This is until it glitched out again and eyes popped up literally everywhere, which is a little spooky, I might say. But like a dumbass, he decided to continue to play the game. He assumed that due to the fact that there were some new monsters and glitches that he got a prototype cartridge or something like that, which is not how that works. I mean, it might be glitchy, but there's not gonna. He continued to think that until instead of going to Jupiter, like how that is in the solar system, he went to some fuck ass planet called Pathos, which is not a planet in the solar system. He noticed a monster on the map which was created a year after the game came out, which is 1989. No, Zach, you're just a dumbass. I mean, you gotta understand something's wrong then if you're that big of a nerd. Also, the moon is red and the bosses were off a perk, but we're not supposed to care about that. At the end of Pathos, he encounters the boss in a hellish landscape, and it is a hell of a lot bigger than Godzilla is. It then starts to chase Zack throughout the entire map and tries to juke him out a few times. This beast is Red, the little bastard that's causing the whole creepypasta and responsible for this whole story. Zack and Red have some heavy ass beef, which I won't get into because I feel like you should get into that story yourself. It's rather interesting, I think. But while we're on the topic of nostalgic games, don't you feel like there are some games you thought you played, but after research there's no possible way you could have? Catastrophe Crow was announced in 1997 as a fresh new 3D platformer for the N64 from some nerdy German developer. Reviews said, "Move over, Banjo and Mario. This is the new hot game on the block. Everybody's gonna love this." But Catastrophe Crow kept getting pushed back farther and farther and farther. The main dev took farther control of the game and kept his team in the dark about most things being put into the game. After the company reached bankruptcy, the rest of the team was laid off, and the dev locked himself in his office and worked for months on end. And at the end of 2001, when debtors came a-knockin', the man was gone without a trace. And with him, Catastrophe Crow disappeared with him. Eventually, a man named Adam Butcher got his hands on a development cartridge and recorded an entire video of him playing the game. And obviously some spooky shit goes on, and it goes a little haywire, you know what I'm saying? But like Godzilla NES, I'm going to leave most of this story up to you. I just wanted to let you know that, there are some scary bits, and, game theory and the guy who made the thing made a video on it, and they can certainly explain it a lot better than I could. Snow falls on Mount Silver. The air is cold and thin, and the wind is unforgiving. You trudge through the snow, on the brink of death, watching as your companions freeze. You've come all this way to face the ultimate trainer, and unknowingly damned you and your entire team to die. You encounter a beast that can only be death, taunting you. You keep on walking, moaning for your mother and for your home, moaning for warmth. You finally encounter him, the final challenge. All of his Pokemon are gone too. They can do nothing but struggle against your last remaining Pokemon. And then finally, he gives up and dies. And then, it goes black. And for the rest of eternity, you're forced to look back at the last thing you saw before you perished on Mount Silver. Now, I understand that I covered Sonic.exe last time, but this is the next level mega mode Sonic Creepypasta, Sonic.eyx. Now, while it does have the relatively same story as the original game, but I mean, just look at this guy. He's way damn scary than little baby bitch over here. And honestly, the game itself is far more fleshed out than the original. Scary ass imagery, terrifying Sonic design. I really don't like this. Actually, like scary jump scares and like just scary imagery. An actually really well designed original level that you play as normal Sonic, and also it's just rather creepy. I really recommend you check this out. You can play it by downloading it on your computer, and also I'd suggest you just watch a video about it. I know Markiplier played it. It's very scary and very good. I'd recommend you watch it.
Alright gamers, I hope you guys got super duper scared by this video. I hope you guys are shivering in your pants right now. But yeah, I really do enjoy talking about these video game creepypastas. They're quite interesting for me to talk about. And I hope you guys were thoroughly scared by it. I really need a haircut. I'm not even playing. Starting to look like a mullet, and I hate mullets. They look awful. But anyways, yeah. Hope you guys had a great time watching this video. Please subscribe, you know, do all that cool stuff, and God bless. Bye-bye.